Hi, my name's Sharon McCaskey and I am passionate about Australian history, and I've recently been undertaking quite a number of projects here in the Rockingham region. Did you know that Rockingham actually had a timber trade industry? It actually really was one of the main reasons Rockingham started as a community down on the foreshore. Now, as the story goes, the Wanless brothers, yes, the same Wanless street that you see opposite Rustico, and no doubt you've heard about the Wanless Street Marina, they asked for 500,000 acres of prime Jarrah forest. Well, the government granted them 250,000 acres, provided they built a jetty in Rockingham. And here is the jetty. In 1872, the first jetty was actually completed. And as you can see, it extends right out into the ocean in order to make sure that the actual boats are able to be floated in there. If you get a chance, head down to the Rockingham Museum. There's a really interesting story about the rail line and some ships there. So basically, this is the original Rockingham Jetty when they started. Between 1878 and 1883, 92,000 loads of timber left Western Australia to head overseas to make furniture. Half of that would have left from the Rockingham Jetty. And what blows my mind is the realization that furniture that is living in our country and countries overseas actually came from Australia, West Australia. Loving hands built it, touched it. Because I firmly believe that whilst we talk about oral history as a part where people actually live and share their history, furniture has a history as well. Now, one of the things that I did also find recently very interesting is ballast. So ballast is what goes in the bottom of ships, normally big rocks and boulders. For example, up in Fremantle Prison, the floor of Fremantle Prison, Yorkshire rock, was actually brought over as the ballast and used as foundations. What I've recently found out is that there is a couple of commercial buildings here in Rockingham where the ballast of these ships actually also have ended up as foundations. So it fascinates me to see how it goes throughout the year and decades. So, Rockingham Jetty. Why am I talking to you about it? Because I want to show you this beautiful piece of furniture here. This is, ladies and gentlemen, one of the Rockingham jetties, because Rockingham Jetty was replaced a few times. When the last lot came down, gosh, must have been a few decades ago now, we were lucky enough to actually score some of the wood. And I'm pleased to say that in recent jetties that have come down as well, we've managed to get some of the wood as well, and it's outside waiting for some new furniture to be built. This outdoor table, which clearly is my indoor atrium, has had such a rich history. Imagine the men and the people walking along the jetty, and in the olden days, the women in their beautiful dresses heading down to catch fish or look at the ocean. We have had thousands of dinner parties, functions and events and meetings and just conversations around this piece of furniture. What I would love more than anything, and this was lovingly built by my husband, he has such a talent for things like this. So this, imagine if it was a footstep and these people were walking along. What I'd love more than anything, and I know it's never going to happen, but wouldn't it be great if you could just touch a piece of history and in your mind's eye be brought back into that time frame for even a couple of minutes to see what it was like. Furniture, ladies and gentlemen, tells a story. What story does your furniture have in your house? Where did it originally come from? The Rockingham Jetty, ladies and gentlemen.